Hey Eli, I wanted to record the second and final all region tutorial video. We're going to start on measure 21 of the first etude. I'm going to go ahead and have the metronome running so that we can get an idea of what the speed is supposed to be. Reminder, you're in the key of G, you have 1 sharp, F sharp, so that means B naturals and E naturals. So let's finger and count, starting at 21, and we'll go to the downbeat of 23. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. One more time, ready, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. So what really makes this tricky are the accidentals that they throw in there. So in 22, that B natural, really be aware of that. You have to go G, B natural, C all of a sudden. Okay, and it's piano. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. That B natural kind of takes you off kilter for a second. Play it one more time. 1, 2, ready. At 23, it says above the measure, rallant. That is abbreviated for rallentando, which means to slow down. So I'm gonna turn off the metronome. We're gonna slow down the tempo as we go through that scale, which is basically your B flat scale to the fermata on D. So on 23, you have C, E flat D, C, B flat A, natural D. Play it with me. Ready, go. And then pick up to 25. It says a tempo. That means to go back to the original tempo. So let's turn the metronome back on. And let's finger last note of 24 to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, 3, 1. So be very careful. At measure 21, they put an E flat in there, and then you had an E flat at 23. But then when you get to 25, you're going back to the key of G. You're going to have E naturals and B naturals. They show that to you in 25, but then they don't at 26. So at 26, make sure you're playing E natural. At 27, make sure you're playing B natural. So let's give it a shot. Pick up to 25 to the end. One, two. Okay, so let's go ahead and start at 21 and go to the end. I'm going to have the metronome running, but I will do the rallentando. So just stay with me. 1, 2, ready. All right, so let's go back to the beginning of your cut. So last note of 16 and go from there to the end, since you have to play the whole cut. 1, 2. kind of a neat little piece. All right, let me turn this metronome off. And let's look at the second etude. The second etude is in the same tempo range, so in a second I'll turn the metronome back on. And we're looking at 7 to 14 now. You are in the key of B flat. Actually, you're in the key of G minor, but you're going to have the key signature for your B flat scale. So B flat and E flat. And since we are in G minor, they're throwing in F sharps a lot. So let's look at your notes for 7. So you have an arpeggio, you have F sharp, A natural, D natural, F sharp, A natural, F sharp, D, A natural. So taco, the accidental carries over. And then we'll land on the F sharp and 8. Let's go ahead and turn that metronome back on. Play measure 7 to the downbeat of 8 with me. 1, 2, right. So use those slurs to help you. You have a slur from 1 to the end of 1 and 3 to the end of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's going to help you with your tempo. And then in the next measure, you have an arpeggio, but it's not exactly the same. So in this measure, you have F sharp A, D, F sharp A, F sharp D, C, B flat. It changes at the end. Let's turn the metronome back on and try that one. So this is measure 8 to the downbeat of 9. 1, 2, right. And then through measure 9 and 10, B flat, G, B flat, D, G. Go ahead and play 9 to the downbeat of 10. 2, right. 3 counts on your dotted half note. So let's do 7 to 10. 1, 2, ready. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. 1, 2, 3. And what the judges are expecting to hear some students do is when they get to 10, they're going to play those as eighth notes because they've been chugging along as eighth notes, and they're going to want to play 9, B da ba ba ba, and it's B bum 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 bum. So make sure you're counting. After 10 or in 10 on beat 4 after the breath mark, it changes keys yet again. So now you have F natural, E natural, D, F, D, F, A, F, D, A. And it's changed dynamics as well. So not only did it change tone or key, but it's changed dynamically as well. It's softer. So let's try it with a metronome. 1, 2. And then 12. Turn that off so I can talk. Then 12, you have D, E natural, D, E natural, A natural, E natural, C sharp, which is the same as D flat, A natural, D. Sorry. Let's try that with the metronome. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then let's piece that together. So after the breath mark in 10 to the downbeat of 13. 1, 2. It's probably the trickiest part of the entire etude. And then 13, D, F, A, F, D. A D minor arpeggio. So let's try from 7 through 14, and then we'll go back to the beginning and do the whole thing. All right, 7, 1, 2, right. From the beginning. 1, 2, pray. And at any point, if you need to, pause the recording, practice the section slower, or even a note or two or a measure, chunk it into smaller chunks that give you problems. Slow it down, practice it. You can rewind and rewatch any part of the video. If you need some extra help, some one-on-one help, please email me and we can schedule a Zoom in the weeknights in the evening hours or on the weekend or something. But hopefully these videos help you, and best of luck in learning your all region etudes.